on the team of Tortuga, Anthony Idol, and Don Caliente. As the underhanded tactics that we've seen before of Eddie Islas, this bad attitude continues as he seems to have made himself de facto leader. As it seems the turns have tabled on our team of three dastardly, dastardly dummies. As huge body slams aplenty. As now Eddie Islas is in the proverbial no man's land as he gets out of there very quickly. Gunjack now tagged in. And that is a whole lot of men standing across the ring at Gunjack. And it looks like Tortuga is the legal man, as perhaps this match can officially get underway. Huge slap by onto the chest of Gunjack by Tortuga. Seen this feud between Eddie Islas and Tortuga. Now it's boiled over into a six-man tag match. A huge atomic drop by the mighty Tortuga as he tags in Don Caliente. Don Caliente with another atomic drop. Just mocking Gunjack. And the generation that appears he has lost. As we see Don Caliente with a fiery worm and an elbow drop onto Gunjack.
I'm not sure what I missed, but those guys came in like a bat out of hell. I land on the ring thing. I got a bruise. I got a bruise, Charlotte. I got a bruise.
Oh, okay, don't worry. I have my phone. We'll call 911. We'll get you the ambulance.
Well, if you were a man, I'd whip your ass. All right, folks, we are here. Oh my goodness, we are here. That'll wake you up and take the wind out of your sails as the neon phenomenon going right into Gunjack.
Speaking of ass whipping, Anthony Idol bringing a whole Idolfornia-size ass whipping onto Gunjack as Pecosaurus Rex slams Gunjack into the mat.
Beautiful power slam goes the neon phenomenon down like a sack of potatoes with that gigantic elbow. You're talking about 300 pounds of muscular tension, making the tag into the former SoCal Pro heavyweight champion, the mighty Tortuga.
That goes back into what I was saying, this war that we've had between Tortuga and Eddie Islas over the last couple months boiled over into a six-man tag team match, as Tortuga and Eddie have definitely fallen into the role of de facto leaders of their respective squad.
Absolutely, as Fidel Bravo and Eddie Islas seem to be very well versed, and they could be twins, honestly, by how disgusting they both are in that ring. Gunjack has a little bit more of my respect. Nevertheless, respect isn't getting you far as Don Caliente takes advantage. But that's what I was talking about there, is Eddie Islas, of course, always beloved by the SoCal Pro crowd, doing everything he can to earn their respect.
That's very interesting that you said Fidel and Eddie could be related. I didn't know sleaze was genetic.
As Gunjack now taking it to Don Caliente, Caliente fighting back. But of course, Gunjack just, wow! That was absolute nasty. Hangman goes to the throat of Caliente into the bone breaker.
And it appears that our referee Andy is following the mindset of just let them fight. As Fidel, Eddie, and Gunjack bend the rules to the point of breaking here in this competition.
Our referee trying her best to absolutely keep as much order as humanly possible, but nevertheless, we do have a little bit of surprise concerning our referee. That will be announced here very shortly after this match. I have the privilege of being known. There's a little bit of a secret that's going on about the next show. We're going to go ahead and talk about that after the right before we go into intermission here. So for all of you that are live streaming at home, please keep an eye out for that. As Eddie Islas, of course, again, as being the most respected person in the game, choking the life out of Don Caliente. All he wants to do is dance. I mean, how can you hate this guy? All he wants to do is dance.
Unfortunately, he picked the wrong industry because in that ring, dancing comes second to ass whooping.
Ass whooping is definitely Eddie Islas' forte. Eddie Islas is, you can tell, has trimmed down a little bit. He's actually lost a lot of that. Look at that. Again, we talk about sleaze bags, and I don't think anybody in that ring can hold a candle to Fidel El Bravo Bravo.
I think this is the longest I've ever seen El Bravo in a ring. Usually he's running away on the outside.
Unless he's on top, of course, and capitalizing on other people's work. As Anthony Idol comes in to try to break things up, obviously to the detriment, as the back of Andy is turned. Fidel Bravo taking it to Don Caliente. Caliente nevertheless trying to fight back with those strikes to the gut. With a nice swift kick to the pelvis goes Fidel Bravo, shooting into the ropes. Off there, ducking the line, Insaguri.
You saw Fidel Bravo bring up his hands, try to block it, but I still think it caught right across that orbital bone.
The mighty Tortuga coming in to make that statement, that ball of fire as we know the mighty Tortuga to be, is not the champion for nothing, as down goes Fidel Bravo, perhaps seeing what we call Tres Amigos. There's number 2 as a tribute to the big guy above. Number 3, the mighty Tortuga back on top here for his team at SoCal Pro. Going in for that splash, obviously robbed of that from Eddie Islas and Gunjack to the outside.
As we see Eddie Islas and Gunjack putting the boots to Tortuga, who is the legal man at this point.
So much confusion. Andy obviously is a little bit over her head now, and who could blame her? It's difficult to see what all is going on. There's one person in that ring.
She's just one woman in a striped shirt. She can't keep all this bedlam in order.
Interestingly enough, next to the person with the yellow stripe down his back is Fidel Bravo Bravo. In goes the mighty Tortuga, kick to the face. As Bravo going in. Again, we talked about losing his mask. You see the unique gear that Fidel Bravo wore to the ring. It was his former Espiritu mask that he has unlost. Nevertheless, he's showing everybody as almost a shell of his former self. He was much more liked back then. Not that he cares now. Only a count of 1 is Eddie Islas trying to capitalize on the mighty Tortuga. Of course, you're not going to be able to put down that mighty turtle that easy.
If you want to talk about shell of them former selves, Eddie Islas, who used to be the straight edge street king, acting more like the straight edge devil over the past couple months, turning his back on Tortuga, his best friend, turning his back on his fans. Eddie Islas has just become a husk of dignity that he used to have.
Eddie Islas could not be happier, again lining himself up with the likes of people like Gunjack, who is now just taking it to Tortuga, and of course Fidel Bravo. Into the cover goes Gunjack. But we talk about that experience or lack thereof, is Gunjack pins Tortuga way too close to the ropes. But you see that even though he was so close to the ropes, the mighty Tortuga didn't even think to grab them. That's what kind of formidable opponent the mighty Tortuga is.
Gunjack going up to the second rope, looking for the big elbow drop right across the shoulder blades of Tortuga.
Very nicely done. As a snap to the neck. The drop kick goes now to the face of Tortuga. Back into the cover now. Now to the count of 2. Only got the count of 2, but make no mistake about it, he got a count of 1 last time, inching himself closer and closer to helping his team secure the victory here tonight at SoCal Pro.
It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but you can see Anthony Idol and Don Caliente itching to get in. But the team of Fidel Bravo, Eddie Islas, and Gunjack have done an amazing job cutting that ring in half and not letting Tortuga get any reprieve.
And this is the thanks of very skilled tag team wrestling. Believe it or not, we have Fidel Bravo, who used to be, wow, unbelievable.
Skill can only get you so far when you're against the might of Tortuga.
And as I was saying, Fidel Bravo used to be tag team partners with SoCal Crazy of all people. Learned a lot from that, and unfortunately tossed everything good about it away and became what you see before you. And obviously it's working for him, which is fine, but he's the one who has to sleep at night, not me, obviously. Into the tags now. Speed comes in, the Anthony Idol. The Neon Phenomenon with severe bionic elbows. Look at him now, fired up, and you're not going to stop that monster at this pace. No how, no way.
The all-American elbows across the head, but I guess teaming up on the big man is absolutely a strategy.
As they both hit the rope, caught with a double choke slam. What's going to see here?
Goozle!
Up and down they go. The Neon Phenomenon, Anthony Idol, is on fire, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of on fire, it looks like Eddie Islas is about to get burned.
Eddie Islas probably made the simplest mistake you do not want to make in a match like this. Big press slam over the top. Dumped him out like yesterday's garbage. The Neon Phenomenon sealing in all but a pinfall for his team here tonight.
I think you're right, Andy. I think getting thrown out of the ring 9 feet in the air is definitely a mistake. As we see,
with Anthony Idol, now he's in the ring by himself. You got Caliente fighting it out with Gunjack. It looks like Eddie Islas booked it to the back with a mighty Tortuga.
He's gone.
Oh, with the mighty Tortuga back up. Down goes Gunjack. This could be it here. 1, 2, into the 3. It's over.
Here are your winners, the team of Don Caliente, the Mighty Tortuga, and the Neon Phenomenon, Anthony Idol!
and once again, see that big driver from Anthony Idol. Just dropping Gunjack from about 7.5 feet in the air. We've seen him put away so many people with that maneuver. The Idol driver. And I don't even know if Gunjack knows what state he's in. As we see Anthony Idol and Don Caliente, I think we're gonna see if a turtle can boogie. And as my commentary partner Andy said about Don Caliente, he just wants to dance. And we've seen Don Caliente and Anthony Idol team up before, and we see the turtle doing the worm! And I thought the match itself was insane. I've seen a Pegasus fly, and now I've seen a turtle do the worm. Eddie Islas is gone. I heard his car leave. And Don Caliente, Anthony Idol, and Eddie Islas with another sneak attack from behind. And Eddie Islas stole the mask of Tortuga. And look, he's just laughing, absolutely cackling that he just stole the mask from Tortuga. And I mentioned the war between the best friends, ex-best friends of Eddie Islas and Tortuga. And I don't know how this is going to end, but I do know that this is just getting started. As we mentioned before, the mask is sacred in Lucha Libre. The mask is the ultimate form of disrespect if snatching that mask, and Eddie Islas knows that. Eddie Islas has absolutely fired an incredible shot in this war, and I don't know how it's going to end, but I absolutely know that this is far, far from over.